And we're live. Greetings, friends. Thanks for your patience. We're off to a late start. Late, but hopefully not forgotten. Appreciate you being here, friends. 9 viewers in the chat. Miko Herptile, channel mod, says, hello, Superantonio, City, mods, and everyone. Greetings to you, Miko. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, friend. Peter Walsdorf says, happy Friday, everyone, and happy Friday to you, Peter. Yeah, Streamlabs is such a pain. Every time it wants to update, it refuses to update, and I end up having to download a new copy of Streamlabs and reinstall it. What's that about? Fortunately, it always saves my my preferences, which makes it a little easier. And it's my own darn fault because I took Monday and Wednesday off. Monday because I just wasn't feeling it, and then Wednesday I was working on home projects, and I just couldn't get around to it. I was wall mounting a TV, which was a little more complicated than I anticipated. And I'm relatively handy, with tools and hammers and nails and screws and drills, etc. But it took longer than I anticipated to mount that thing, and to get it, level, and everything. But once I got it up, it's just so modern and clean looking. I love it. I think all TVs should be wall mounted. 12 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Tonight we are hanging out with Lenny. Some quality time with Lenny. Getting the bolt action. And then we are returning to Valentine with Bill and Karen and Lenny again. See what happens there. Also, we get some extra dialogue with Bill and Lenny on the way back to Valentine. I made a short out of it. You may have seen that. Hosea's yelling at Bill here. Sadie's here. She's happy to see you. She's very sleepy. I don't think we'll ever chop wood in this playthrough. Ever again.
You got a lot on?
I assume that Arthur is eating beef jerky here, even though he calls it salted beef.
I got something. Could be good.
Peter says, I discovered something in Red Dead 2. You can get the cigars that NPC throw away in towns. I was in Saint Denis. Very interesting, Peter. So you can just pick it up off the ground?
That ain't my point.
Because you can resell those at the store.
Are weapon dealers. And in their dealing sometimes sit on a decent pile of cash. Yeah, been selling weapons to Cuba and South America for years. Anyway, the old boy I was talking to...
In other news, I was fooling around with AI.
Just
as
sitting around.
always. There's
And failing that,
a lot of it on my
maybe a nice stash of
Instagram and
weapons.
Twitter.
Bunch of crazies doing
And
it?
I got
Exactly.
an LA Noir video out for you guys that didn't
Worth
do
taking a
great,
look at least,
regrettably,
isn't it?
but
That was my thing.
I enjoyed
Said
making
it was
it.
at some place called Shady Belle, deep in the woods.
Okay.
And this is Arthur's warm weather outfit. We got rid of the vest because he kept getting the
Alright then.
heating up
Let's go
icon.
rob some fools.
Sadie's had enough of the stream. She's moving to her crate. We'll bring her back later. I do miss this game. Peter says yes, you can collect them when they throw them away. Interesting. Had no idea. I assume that means
This way. On me.
you could like get into a fight with them and pick it up when they drop them. That might be fun. That might be worth investigating. Let me make a note of it.
You know, I might have met these crazies before.
We'll call it
drinking
Saint Denis
again?
cigars.
No. Well, yes, but no, that's not how I might have met them. I think some of them harangued me and Sadie when we were coming back with supplies.
And regrettably, I do think I may have to get a new phone
Mrs. Adler
before
did just fine. More than
before the
fine, actually.
PS5. What's
She's
that
terrified.
about? Because
I
this
got a
thing,
notion these fellers
the
is one
battery
the same.
drains almost immediately if it's not
Angry
plugged in.
Peckerwood idiots in
And
the
I
state.
know
That's for
I
sure.
know I could just like replace the battery, you know, go to one of those places, those kiosks at the mall that fix broken screens and have them put in another battery. But I've been putting off getting a new phone for so long.
Mr. Morgan,
You know,
you wouldn't know.
this is an
Might
this is
call
an
you a
iPhone
nigger
8.
lover. They see us
We're in
riding like this,
we're in
but most of it is
I think it's iPhone 16 now.
a glance or a word. And
So,
after that,
but you know, I've made a lot of money off this phone. I'm very
out
superstitious
west
about it.
is out west.
And
And you're all
my
who you
mom
are.
gave it to me. It's like it's
Decent
I
folks.
believe it's the last
places
birthday
down here.
present my mom ever gave me.
They judge different.
It's kind of sad, I suppose.
Guess it
But I'm
can't be so
sentimental
easy
about it.
for you, Lenny.
I'm sentimental about the weirdest things, but you know, enough is enough.
Well,
I'm not
I guess
over
their gold
my
still
dear
shines.
sainted mother's
and their
death, but
guns still shoot.
I do need a new phone. And Mama One is here. Everyone say hi to Mama One and Papa One. Papa One, I hope you had a great Veterans Day. Thank you for your service, friend. Mama One says, hey family, and Papa One says, hey guys. Peter says, actually they smoke them, then toss them after they are done smoking them, and pick it up from the ground. And Miko says, me too, my phone is more than 5 years old and the battery definitely needs to be replaced.
Let's take
Yeah,
it
Miko, I mean, it's way more cost effective to just get a new
slow. Fact is,
battery,
these
but,
crazies are sitting on weapons.
you know,
We're gonna want to strategize a little before
I do like the
getting
fancy
shot
new
at.
phones.
Of course.
And I think,
They
don't
say
tell
find
O-Dog,
old battlefield, keep on
but
going.
I think I'll need to get a phone before I get the PS5. I can't get them both in the same month. That would hurt. So I gotta spread it out.
They're supposed to use it as an outpost.
Papa once says, had a wonderful day. It was very peaceful. We are tuning in and watching the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Excellent, Papa One. Tell me about it. I wanted a blow-by-blow update. I was thinking my thoughts on that fight. I love Mike Tyson, Iron Mike. Everyone keeps talking about how he's 58, but he's a great-looking 58. You know, it's like I don't know any 58-year-old that is in as great shape as Mike Tyson. And you know, Jake Paul is 32, I believe, and that's kind of old for boxing, anyways. But my main thoughts with that fight is if Mike Tyson wins and knocks him out, you know, he can't lose. If he wins, they're going to say, of course he knocked him out. He's Mike Tyson. What did you expect? And if he loses, they're going to say, of course he's lost. He's 58, but he was in great shape. What do you expect? And I'm sure, you know, it's more of an exhibition fight. You know, it's not for a title or anything. It's more of a, you know, it's basically wrestling, but with boxing. So, I don't know. I think it would be, It's nice to see him. It's very inspiring to see him in such great shape. And I wish him the best, and I know he'll get a great payout regardless. Hop, hop, come back. Say hi to Mama One and Papa One. Sadie's here. She was in her.
Between the trees.
She was in her crate.
Might be. Keep it steady.
Papa One says, if Tyson loses, I am out. Two beautiful horses, a black Arabian and an American quarter horse. She's a beautiful white and black. Okay, well, Papa One has horses on the fight. And Papa One says, hey, Miko, how are you? Iron Mike. You may not know, but he does have a film career, Iron Mike. Mike Tyson, you know, apart from the Hangover. He's in a lot of like Asian and Chinese martial arts movies where he plays like big tough American bad guys, and he doesn't, you know, he can't really act, but he's, you know, and he speaks English in these Chinese language movies, and he just boxes, you know, he just does his moves, you know, against martial arts, but you know, with like martial arts kung fu guys, but you know, because of his frame and his physique, you know, it's like they make him like more like he has supernatural strength or superhuman strength against these skinny kung fu guys. Kung fu guys always win at the end because it is a, you know, a Chinese movie, but you know, he's done a lot of work overseas that you may not be aware of. Miko says, in that case, Tyson better win. And Mama One says, love Cerberus. I've been trying to get Papa One to buy a Dark Bay Akai teak. I want Cerberus so bad. Virtual Cerberus is great, but I want to pet him, LOL.
Just draw him into one spot.
Yes, indeed.
And I'll start shooting.
Well, that might be the
It could happen.
I've ever heard. But hey,
Because whatever Mama One wants, Mama gets.
Going in, kid. Give them both barrels of charm.
I always make the call for Lenny to go in there simply because the title is preaching as he goes or something like that. You know, it's not Arthur shooting the dynamite and just blitzing the place.
today is a fine and fabulous day, as all days, and so many it be.
So just for consistency with the mission title.
My people, praise be. Now, I come in peace to discuss the merit of glory and interest you in eternity.
How is everyone? How's your week? I had plans to do Unforgiven on Wednesdays, this Wednesday, but it just didn't happen. A discussion of Unforgiven live in Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'll do it next Wednesday. Get right back into it. We've got LA Noire on Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll either do another LA Noire stream or we will do an AI stream where I show you some of my work that I've been working on. Not necessarily for the channel, it's just so much fun. I put a lot of it up on Instagram and X-Twitter. This is a fun mission for me. It's a highlight of Chapter 3. Deal with the Gatling gun. One explosive round. How to take care of it. That's the only reason to bring a scoped rifle. And I always use the Springfield because you can toggle back and forth. That's faster for me. Papa One says, Akai teak horses are beautiful, but expensive. Really expensive. Plus, sadly, they are a smaller population horse. They are the last living descendants of the real Turkoman, which went extinct in the 1200s.
Cocksucker!
Boom, pardon me, sir. And what happened to our hat? What are they doing in 1899 if they went extinct in 1200?
Be on the way. Now let's grab something and get out.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's search these wagons, okay?
Mama one says, I can't imagine Shady Belle smells great. Well, it's right next to the swamp.
This could be promise.
What do you got?
Here. Come on. This is full of new rifles.
We should be able to pick up some dynamite too
We sure can. We'll check the rest later. Now, come on.
during this mission.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. Get this back to camp. Yep.
Mama one says, or Beaver Hollow for that matter. Maybe Kane just ran away from the smell, not Micah. Beaver Hollow, I'm sure like it smells moldy. You know, it's in the rainforest. So it's just constantly wet or damp everywhere, and just the smell of decay. Plus, you know, all the cannibalism and bodies and bone pits.
Yeah. Riders. Coming our way. Keep it together.
I was watching another YouTuber who's touring upstate New York,
Coming out of Shady
and she was going to these waterfalls that looked exactly like
We was
Um,
doing some business
Roanoke
with your
Ridge.
brothers back there.
I mean, it's obvious where they got the inspiration, and that's where Roanoke Ridge is, like Virginia, New York, upstate New York, you know, up there.
I'm looking, all right? I can't see anyone chasing us.
I should think we're out of the woods then. So
Sadie was here for a minute, but she's tired.
Boy, oh boy.
She had a long day.
did good.
She gets a bath tomorrow and not a minute too soon.
Before saying anything like that.
I know Sean's been bringing in quite a lot lately, and I wanted to. It's good to have something to show like this.
She was very good when I was wall mounting that TV. You know, considering the mess I made. She just sat on the couch and watched me and supervised. But she wasn't really trying to help. No, she wasn't underfoot.
Cornwall's train with me. We had to dig him out of Blackpool.
Mama one says, Low Honor Arthur still seems to have a good relationship with his fellow gang members.
You know you
Yeah, I think anytime we do a mission, it's just medium honor
keep it up.
Arthur. You know, it's like
Start seeing things change for you.
Okay then. Okay.
the honor system really applies
Yeah.
more during free roam. And I suppose it would just have made the game at least 25% bigger if there were alternate dialogue for high, or you know, depending on your honor for these missions. But that would have been worth it. J-Mac says, is no one else watching the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight? LOL, what a bizarre sentence. J-Mac, Papa One is going to give us updates. He's watching. Iron Mike. Love him.
Arthur, Lenny,
And I don't,
coming back.
you know, I don't really know anything about Jake Paul. You know, except that, you know, he's supposed to be a decent boxer, but I don't think I've ever even seen him
Hey,
box.
enjoy riding with
But you know, Iron Mike Tyson, living legend,
Hey,
great shape for 58 years old.
Anytime,
He'd be in great shape at, you know, 28 years old, for a 28-year-old. Very inspiring. Papa One says, so how have you been, Super Antonio? Is there a Mrs. Super Antonio or a possible Mrs. Super Antonio? There are numerous ex Mrs. Super Antonios. Papa One, regrettably, and I'm not really in the market for a new Mrs. Superantonio. I do meet girls a lot on the dog walk, but I haven't really pursued anyone. Well, I did kind of when I first moved here, but it got awkward really fast, so we didn't. And when my mom got ill, I was living with a woman, the yoga girl that I told you about, the yoga vegan girl, and I left her. I moved. I was out of state, and I moved back to my home state of the great state of Lemoyne, to be closer to my mom, and that was the last major relationship that I was in. And we all know how that went. Miko says, Papa One is asking the big question right there. And Papa One says, I always have to check on him, make sure he's not getting into trouble. No, Papa One, the only trouble I get into these days is with this game. That's about it for me. I think those days are over and long gone, and
ain't no trace of rust on that as far
not
as I can
missed.
see.
I kind of enjoy, the
You keep
the
treating
lack
that
of
like a
drama,
little
the
child,
quietness.
all right?
I
Good
don't
on
like disappointing people. I don't like feeling jealous. I don't like
Beautiful
making someone
condition.
else
Keep it up.
jealous.
Good. Ain't no trace of rust on that
and,
as far as I can see.
There's always a lot of compromise
Keep
involved
treating that
when
like
you're in a
your own child,
relationship,
all right?
and
Good on you.
I just like living my life and not being,
Bet this'll shoot better with some
not
new
compromising. Just doing what I want to do, watching what I want to do, spending as much time playing with video games with the dog as I want to. Dominic says, hello, greetings, Dominic. And Mom One says, all relationships get a little awkward. Some days I wake up, make coffee. Then when Papa One gets up, I just go, oh yeah, I'm married, LOL. I forgot he's there before my coffee.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, but Mama One, you have the relationship we all aspire to. My parents had a relationship like that. You think with the role models such as I had, I would have had better luck in relationship. I am unlucky in love and unlucky at cards. What's that about? And Dominic says hello. Greetings, Dominic. Peter says, I'm not going to lie, but I cried at the end of chapter 6. I think we all did, Peter. But yeah, if you are, for the young men in the chat, if you are lonely, or searching, or craving romance in your life, I definitely recommend staying offline, not trying to find someone online, and just getting a dog and finding friends the old-fashioned way. Because I literally every day I talk to a strange woman, or rather a woman that I've not met before, who so I meet women who have dogs and appreciate my dog, who want a dog, and then I also meet women who use the dog as an excuse to talk to me, and I'm happy to be friendly and a little bit flirty, but I don't really let it go farther than that. I did once when we moved in here, but that was a disaster. J-Mac says, I gave the definitive edition GTA games another go after Rockstar fixed them. They're genuinely amazing now. J-Mac, you are amazing, my friend, and thank you for being here. Miko says hello to J-Mac, and J-Mac says hi, Miko. But yeah, it's like, yesterday a girl took our picture while we were walking down the street.
Fine looking animal you got there.
She was at the end of the block, and I looked cute.
Oh, there you
I mean, I
are.
always do.
What can I do for you?
Not gonna lie. Let's be honest. You know, I was wearing a rock and roll T-shirt. This T-shirt, as a matter of fact, and skinny jeans that are like ripped up at the knees, and Doc Martens, and I had the dog,
you get some new
and
signs for
there was
this, huh?
nothing behind us. There was just like, you know, a random
This is the one.
Saint Denis street,
I bet
and
this will shoot better
she was
with
at the
some new
corner
sights.
and,
Fine piece.
you know, held up her phone and took our picture. So we might be appearing in some kind of like street fashion
I bet I
Instagram
can make this piece
post.
work a lot better for you. Bolts, triggers, parts, back here.
But then,
Area
you know, I was
provide.
happy. I thought we were going to have to talk to her, but she like turned around and ran away, turned the corner. So yeah, get a dog and don't even bother online. Papa One says, relationships aren't easy, but you understand eventually, no matter who you are with, you will have ups and downs. Me and my wife have had fights, but you just yell and raise Cain. Then later, what's for dinner, honey? LOL. Yes, Mama One, what's for dinner?
Now, I've had my
Yeah,
fair
my
share
mother
of
always
nights
said
at
that was the
Smithfield's,
secret
but
to
find a feller who's
a
doing the
successful
can-can.
relationship is
That's
not
a
going to
first.
bed angry. And I did that. I was happy to do that, but after the third strikeout, I was like, okay, that's enough for now. Mom One says, just now getting the volcanic. I prefer the Schofield and do love Midnight's pistols and Mausers. Yeah, I like the accuracy of the volcanic, and I think we needed it for the I think we already got the White Cougar, but that's generally what I like the volcanic for. It's just you know, I like the accuracy of it. Let's deal with this Joker. It ups the honor, but we needed a field test.
Thank
The
you. That crazy bastard, he can
the
run now.
volcanic.
I think you should get out of here, ma'am.
But Papa One, I appreciate your interest. I appreciate you asking. And you know, I'd tell you guys if I was like, you know, if I'd met someone, if I was excited. I tell you pretty much everything that's going on in my life. But you know, honestly, I wouldn't have any. I don't know if I would have enough time for the stream. You know, or like all the time I spend on this channel. That's the other thing about girlfriends. They take up a lot of time. And usually I'm happy to because of all the naked bits. J-Max says, why is your honor so low? Because this is the bad honor full game commentary and playthrough, J-Mac. So we want max bad honor. Yeah, so, you know, I'm just enjoying life, being single. A confirmed bachelor. That used to be code for gay. He's a confirmed bachelor and never married. He was, you know, they used to do that in obituaries in Victorian England. He is mourned by his manservant or roommate, Dr. John Watson, MD. Mom One says, I made elk steaks, cooked rare, fresh made scalloped potatoes, cauliflower, broccoli, and a pumpkin pie with homemade vanilla ice cream. There's not a single thing in there I wouldn't eat. Sounds delicious. Dominic says you should do a horse show on the Brindle Thoroughbred. Well, I do love that Brindle, but this playthrough, we're sticking with Cerberus all the way to Chapter 6. Spoiler alert, Arthur is going to say goodbye and thank you to Cerberus, and it's gonna hurt. And back home, checking on the horse fence, which is still closed. Mama one says, we got fresh elk, fresh venison, and some bison and gator, plus gator eggs today. It was time for a fresh game butcher. I had teriyaki chicken. Must sound so pedestrian to you. It's just regular chicken. It was good, though. It's one of my favorite things to eat. Teriyaki chicken with rice and steamed veggies. What's that about?
What's wrong now?
I don't eat it every day, but I certainly could.
Who?
You know who. Getting too old for you, am I? That's how it usually works with you, isn't it?
You're delusional. Again.
Won't even look me in the eye, but you look at her all day.
Doesn't matter what I say, you'll believe whatever fantasy you're
We should be able to access the weapons locker from
Fantasy for me.
a gunsmith, because you can access your closet
Oh, it's written all over
from
you.
the stores, from the general stores. So that we should have been able to do that at
painfully clear.
the gunsmith.
You're
That would have been
playing a
clever.
dangerous game.
Will you be quiet? I am trying to read here.
Hyson Dax says oleander chicken. That sounds a little poisonous. Hyson Dax. Papa One says, do you ever keep a Shire horse? Mama One loved the gray and black Shire. I like the black Shire, the unruly bastard. I used to love Shires in my younger days. Fun and smooth horse to ride. Now I need a ladder to climb the damn thing. I like Shires. I like the size, but they are ponderously slow. Like, in the game, at least. You know, the acceleration. They're just gentle giants. It's like, but, if you want to get anywhere, you're going to have to take your time. They're not, so I just don't feel they're practical for Arthur. But if it's just a random free roam where you're riding around town, or, riding in the woods. But, if I'm going to get a giant horse, I would prefer an Ardennes. And John Wayne, towards the end, Papa One used a step ladder to get on his horses.
Well, would you please try to keep away from all
If you watch some of those later movies, the shootist, you never see him dismount.
Arthur,
Or mount.
we need to talk to you.
They always cut away. Mama One says, it must be awkward to just listen and be around camp when couples fight. Poor Arthur's tent is right there. Definitely lost sleep because of Dutch and Molly's arguments. Yeah, I agree.
All that commotion in Valentine. Now we was preparing to rob the bank there until you got involved and all
Everybody
that
knows everybody's
nonsense.
business.
I don't know.
You
I just
can't.
feel like it's unfinished business.
There are no
That
secrets.
wasn't my fault. It was just one of them things.
How come every time I get in trouble, I'm called a fool and an idiot? But when you get in trouble, oh, it's just one of them things.
It's just one of them things.
A very good point.
All right, well, what do y'all want me to do?
Hit the goddamn bank with us.
Another favorite mission.
Really think it's worth
I
going
tried to
back
bad
there?
honor it as
Four
best
of us
we
can hit
could,
the
but
bank easy.
we can't
I ain't gonna
really.
lie to you. There will be law if we linger.
And if serious?
No, just local boys being rounded up and pressed into action.
Again,
If
Mama
we go
One,
in quick
this
and
mission
quiet, we
defaults
can hit
to
it just
medium
fine.
honor.
If there's four of us, I mean.
Y'all think it's worth the risk?
It's a bank, Arthur.
So? Is the take good?
According to the fella I met, yes. It's the end of the
Always
stock
like
sales,
Karen's
plenty of money
curls.
and plenty of people milling about.
All right, I suppose.
Bill's beard is
Good
looking a
looking
little.
We should wait until the morning. In any case,
Little
I
grizzled.
need to change out of these rags if I'm gonna be performing.
What's that about?
Okay. So, Bill, this better be worth it.
Oh, it is.
He's gotten a
We
little
put
too
a
much
lot of
sun.
research into this one.
I hope so. All right. Let's go.
Then we default back to the duster.
Mr.
I'm
Morgan,
not sure why we did that,
Mr.
except
Strauss?
that man.
it's always bothered me.
Apparently he's dead.
But
Huh. Well,
I
he
think
didn't
it's
seem
just
very
Arthur's
His
bank
wife.
robbery
I
outfit.
believe he has a wife and child. She will assume the debt, of course.
Of course.
Then you can.
Mama once says my favorite mission in the game,
Lend them a
besides
lot of
pouring
money.
forth oil
Okay.
in Red Dead
Gentlemen,
Redemption.
Let's go rob ourselves a bank.
What's the plan
Red
then?
Dead Redemption
We're
is
gonna
sad
send
but a
Karen on
powerful
ahead
story
as a
ending. Yeah,
distraction. Then we're just gonna
it's a
rush
good
on in
mission.
afterwards. Just a small bank in a little town. Nothing that big in way of security.
That sniper rifle is a
Just
pain
need to bring you along
up
as
in
a
the
insurance policy.
Yeah, that
it's
sounds
not a
about
watchtower,
right.
up in the lighthouse.
Okay, let's move out.
Yeah, good boy. So,
It's another song that will get you copyright. Well, it won't get you copyright struck. It gets you copyright claimed. If you play that now.
well, that's
That one and May I
reassuring.
Stand Unshaken.
Like I said, we'll see how it looks. If we can get in all right, we'll send Miss Jones ahead to
Okay,
the
we
bank.
get extra dialogue
They won't
if you
recognize
take it slow.
I'll show you boys how it's done.
Extra dialogue
What
with
are you
Karen
thinking this time?
and
I
Lenny.
don't know. Fellers always like the lost little girl, but nobody plays a drunken harlot quite like me.
Of course, we're going to choose the drunken harlot.
Once she's got them distracted, we'll move in.
When I
It
was
is the
scouting
Bad
the
Honor
place the other
playthrough,
day,
after all.
There was only a couple of guards.
We deal with them and any customers who are feeling brave. And you
Well,
always
I'm glad
fancy
I'm
yourself
back,
as the
and I'm glad I'm
boatman, right,
here.
Arthur?
I'm glad you're here,
Now I see why you brought me.
rather.
Hey, I'm
I
more
missed
than
all
willing.
of you.
Nah, best I do it.
Oh, and did Dutch
And
tell
I
you I've
apologize
also
for the
been
late
cooking up
start.
some deals with them gray boys?
Technical
What?
difficulties.
What kind of deals?
Mama once says, still makes me laugh. Bill's bank robbery goes better than Dutch and Hosea. Considering Karen and Bill are camp drunks, they actually make a good team. Yeah, you're right.
They're looking for some extra security.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Could be something in it for us.
Well, just be smart about it. We got a lot of irons in that
Is there a
fire
single
right now.
mission,
Yes,
apart
I know,
from the
Morgan.
first one, that Dutch is involved with, that actually goes
Glad
according
you
to
and
plan?
Lenny are along for this, Karen.
The first one where you meet
Someone's
Kieran,
gotta keep you boys
I'm
out
talking
of
about,
trouble.
because that train robbery
I'm
does
sure
not
even
go
Lenny can be
according to
relying on
plan.
keep his head. Not after that night you two had in Valentine.
Technically, that's Bill's
I've been
fault, though.
trying
That
to
wasn't really
forget
Dutch's
that.
fault.
What little I remember of it.
You've always been a bad drunk. And before you say it, I know.
And then because we have the
Takes one to
Ultimate
know
Edition, we
one.
get a second bank robbery in Chapter 4.
Bill ain't much
And we shall
better.
do that one as well.
So should we stop for some whiskey?
How about we wait till after the bank, all right? Can't believe you got me going back to Valentine.
Don't tell me it ain't hurt you leaving that bank behind.
Not really.
Work a town and not hit the bank? That's downright pathetic.
I guess we went a bit beyond working it. We shot the place to hell.
You did, Morgan. Not me. I played it cool up there. Couple of
Tomorrow,
push-ups,
for LA Noir,
dealt
we're
with
going to
some
backtrack a
O'Driscolls.
little and do
Is that right?
the first half of
Like I
Golden
said,
Butterfly, which we saw last
Just
week,
one of them
and then the
things.
second half, which you have not seen, because that way we can start doing
Well,
one mission per live
I don't
stream
know what to tell you.
instead of like, you know, they were
Surprised you ain't
overlapping
already
for a
ripped me
while.
about that
And,
dynamite yam.
And I don't like that.
Mistake.
So we can have a complete story, a complete
What do
case,
you need? Pat on the
as it
back?
were.
A medal?
Papa once says in some cases drinking might make you the right person for the job. I have met men I would trust my life with while drunk, and others I wouldn't get near sober,
Bet you didn't
even
think
if you
we'd
paid
end up
me.
over this way.
So what's going on with
Yeah, it
these two
depends on the
families?
man, I guess.
Grays and whatever the other one's called.
It's more Dutch and Jose's thing. An old feud they're trying to get in the middle of. If it plays right, they reckon we can get some gold out of it.
Never can resist a scam, those two.
Dutch already managed to get us deputized.
Here's the extra dialogue.
We got the biggest price on our heads west of Chicago, and now we're working for the law.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
So far, it's been a lot of fancy talking from him and Hosea, while I do all the dirty work.
Where the
Just
heck's
like the
David?
old
I hope he's
days.
all right.
Something like that.
And O-Dog.
So,
And
how
here's
are you
Lenny's
feeling about this,
dialogue.
Well, at first I thought it was a bad idea.
Mom one says, "What's your plans for Thanksgiving, Super Antonio?"
Certainly have been recently.
Don't really have plans. You know, it's just me and the dog.
I just told
So,
him we needed you along.
I
you know, we'll
appreciate the
improvise.
confidence, kid.
There's the local bakery. I can get some pumpkin pie.
Would be slipping.
Thoughts like that, and you're one of us, no doubt.
Sure hope so.
All right.
But
Yes,
as
we're
far
doing
as
this
you know,
thing.
I have been craving mashed
We'll have to
potatoes.
wait. We're here.
So I definitely want
take it
pumpkin
nice
pie
and
and mashed
easy.
potatoes. Not you know, not necessarily turkey. We'll see what kind of deli offerings we can find.
Okay. What the hell you think? What's your
Maybe we'll get a little turkey and a little ham and something else. Haven't really thought about it. I suppose I should, apart from mashed potatoes and pumpkin pie. Papa one says, "I personally feel the gang got caught because everywhere they rode, they shouted out what they were doing with megaphones." LOL. Yeah, and Arthur kept forgetting to like use his pseudonyms, his aliases. Mama one, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? Because I'm sure you will have a fantastic Thanksgiving, which I will enjoy virtually.
Okay, let's leave the horses here off the main drag.
All right, gentlemen. Here we
Okay, here we go. Let's
Okay.
do this.
Get ready.
Peter Walsdorf says, "I'll be having Thanksgiving with a friend." That sounds good, Peter.
Okay. Go to work.
Of course.
I will also be having Thanksgiving with a friend.
All right, keep it cool.
Man's
and
best
follow me,
friend.
fellers.
Mom one says, "We should have a big get together with everyone one year. Have everyone come out to the farm for Thanksgiving." Wow.
So
That
we never decided.
would be epic. And I suppose I could go like I have like relatives, cousins and aunties that that have Thanksgivings. I forgot I was going to do
Of course, you know I like the
I was
harlot.
going to do a shorter than this. I should do a shorter than
The
this.
only one.
You're the only
bunch of
one.
Filthy sinners
Um,
and the heartbreakers, the lot of ya. Now,
We did that
where
one
is
year.
he?
Me and the
Ready,
dog, me
get
and Sadie,
going.
because
Good luck,
I
gentlemen.
went to the
Got this.
auntie's house where I got Sadie, and because she had like a big Thanksgiving. It's very dog friendly. She had a big Thanksgiving, and she has three sons, so three cousins of mine, you know, and it's like I've got a bunch of family on my father's side, a clan really. So so that was a good one.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
Get your goddamn hands up. This is a goddamn
O-Dog's here.
robbery.
Greetings, O-Dog. Happy Thanksgiving. We're talking about Thanksgiving plans
Here, unlock the door.
and robbing the Valentine bank.
Okay, the door's unlocked.
Mama one says we are cooking at home, fresh turkeys. My son is bringing his girlfriend, and a lot of the old crew is getting together. Mostly the children of our old crew, but a few original crew members are around. And she says, "Hey, O-Dog," and Pop one says, "Hey, O-Dog, hope you're well, my friend." Too darn slow. We're going to accidentally
Damn slow.
put this guy to sleep. O-Dog says hi to Mama and Papa One and also Miko. Yeah, sorry. We didn't mean to do that. We kind of did. O-Dog, how are you? What's for dinner? I had teriyaki chicken. Let's try that again, shall we?
I'm not leaving till I find them, boyo.
Okay, we're going.
No, hold on. Wait till she's got him reeled in.
You don't know me. All stuck up in here. Not so goddamn stuck up last night. Son, just between us.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
Mama one says the bank manager had a bad headache the next day. He sure did.
No word up! Nobody move!
Don't make us hurt you.
And also, banks aren't insured yet, I don't believe. So a robbery of this sort, getting all 4 or 5 safes, that would have closed the bank. Bodog says a hamburger from Jack's, LOL. Can't go wrong with a hamburger. So you've got a combination lock on the vault door, and then you have combination locks on, you know, all these separate individual safes inside, which seems like overkill. And I don't know enough about bank architecture. Is this something that they used to do back then?
Hurry up! Come on!
And also, they listed the company, the manufacturing company of the safes. It's in Saint Denis. Little piece of jewelry here that we cannot pick up.
I'm in!
Also, speaking of typewriters, thought it was cool. I just read an interesting bit of trivia about Ian Fleming, the author of James Bond. And the name of his estate in Jamaica, he loved Jamaica, he retired to Jamaica, was called Goldeneye. And of course you remember his novel Goldfinger. But apparently the man with the golden gun, he was a little bit obsessed with gold. And he had a golden typewriter that he would type his James Bond manuscripts on. And that's just so cool. Speaking of gold, I will tell you something interesting that I love. A story, an anecdote about number 47. But first we'll read what Papa One says. Some were insured starting around the late 1880s. It just depended on the bank. It was considered a risky investment, but a lot of innocent people loved outlaws, as they would destroy papers and give people the deeds to their lands they were trying to pay off. Even in the 1930s, bank robbers like Pretty Boy Floyd and John Dillinger would destroy mortgage papers and loan papers and then give the deeds to the homeowners. Mama once says, "What hat is Arthur using?" Arthur is using the rat cavalry hat, cavalry officer's hat or infantry hat. It's from the trappers. You need 10 perfect rats. Peter's leaving. Peter says, "Have a great night, everyone. I'll be here tomorrow night." Okay, thanks, Peter. Appreciate you being here. Okay, number 47. He was also number 45. I don't believe I can say his name on the algorithm. Even with him winning, I don't think you're allowed to say it. The algorithm hasn't changed, even though 51% of the population of the United States does not agree with the algorithm. But anyways, okay, I heard this anecdote, and it happened in the 90s when everyone still loved him, okay, and he wanted to buy Mar-a-Lago, and he offered $11 million for it. And because, you know, he was who he is, the owners of Mar-a-Lago counteroffered with $40 million. So he bought the property in front of Mar-a-Lago, beachfront property, and said he was going and you know, initiated plans to build a hotel and resort and completely block their view. And devalued Mar-a-Lago to well, essentially he bought it for $5 million. And then he immediately canceled his plans for the resort. That's how he got Mar-a-Lago.
Last one.
Good. We got
But it's your own darn fault for, you know, you could have had 11, but you got greedy and you won 40. Now you get 5. Now you get nothing. I know it's $5 million bucks, but still. Cloudy says, howdy y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. Miko says, hey Cloudy, yeah, we're just doing a little safe cracking. See, can't loot. There's no opportunity for bad honor here. But I love that wood parquet floor. Note the marble top on that table. And I love this desk. I basically have a desk like this desk. It's my father's desk. Papa One says, smart businessman, business is business. Yeah, and that's how he runs the country, as a business. That's how he ran his campaign. Cloudy says, I didn't get a notification of the stream. Well, I appreciate you being here, Cloudy. I'm glad you made it. The algorithm may not have liked that I was talking about number 47. See? And you would think they would have like random cash lying around, you know, to pay the farmers and cattle people. You should be able to scoop up cash from the teller. Okay, we're gonna have to go to work. Odak has cloud emoticons and Papa One says, hey Cloudy.
Come on, I'll lead the way.
Cloudy, if you don't mind sharing, what is the origin of your username? Do you like clouds?
Count to 100 and keep your mouth
Is it
shut.
a
You
reference to a
understand,
song? Are you a poet? Is your head in the clouds? Why Cloudy? It just feels like there's a story there. Odak says, it's way too much stuff to loot. We can't pick up, like all the extra rope and stuff in cabinets. Yes, Odog. You get one lasso. And that's it. Papa One says, we didn't make it as far as we did without being strict business. We worked hard, but sadly, you can't let everyone run over you.
Now let's get the hell out of this goddamn town.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, it's like I need to start running the channel as a business. I mean, it's a fine line. I've never been good at like promoting my art, and it's the same here. You know, it's like I treat this as a hobby and a labor of love and an artistic endeavor. When it's really, you know, it's like if we want to progress forward, we need to treat it as a business.
You see any more of them?
Odak says, I used to be called The Dream because I daydream in class. It rhymes with my first name. The Dream. Oh, yeah. I always thought that was your last name, The Dream. But I like it. It reminds me of Prince Rogers Nelson. I don't know why. Prince was always, I always assumed Prince was a stage name, but it was, you know, it was actually his name. David's here. Greetings, David. I was just asking about you. David says, ice cream the dream. I sure could use some ice cream, David. Mama One had homemade vanilla ice cream. Mama One says, can you get Arthur a second Schofield, please? If you haven't already used the doctor's office we have, you can get one, but don't take the money. And Flea, you can rob them again and get another Schofield. Wow, I didn't know that. Cloudy says, when I was a kid, when I had some sad days, I would always look up at the clouds with my friend, and she started calling me Cloudy. Okay, that makes sense. I hope you don't have any sad days now, Cloudy, and I hope it's a happy memory. Odog says where Odog gamer tag came from. Yeah, that makes sense. Odog. Papa One says, hey David, hope you are well, brother.
I think we
And
lost
Mama One says, hey David, hey to Chrissy as well.
stupid
And David
and
says,
dangerous.
has a
Thank
Moondog
you,
emoticon for Mr. Odog.
And that is the problem.
Nico says, hey David and Chrissy.
This is a very good
Odog
thing.
says, what up? And David says, there she is.
Even if it did come with a heap of
And
trouble.
David has a
It was
Nico,
fun.
has an alligator
Go
emoticon
on,
for
get outta
Nico.
here. I have some other business to attend to. Don't head directly back to camp. And make
David says,
sure
just
you
got
ain't
home
caught
just in time, David. We had a late start to the live stream, but we are here now. And I hope you had a great day at work. Also, note that that Arthur throws away the saddlebag. He throws away a perfectly good saddlebag, like it's evidence. Evidence doesn't even really exist in 1899. I don't understand why he would throw that away. That seems like it would be a very expensive piece of equipment in 1899. It'd be a very expensive piece of equipment now. David says, busy day. It's good that you're being busy. It's good to be busy. Mumwood says, I have an OCD thing. I have to dual wield the same revolvers. I tend to customize one gold and white grip and a black one with ebony grips. That sounds nice. Honestly, I don't really dual wield that much just because it doesn't seem to really affect things. You would think it would be a force multiplier. It is not. I like having the sawed off as the offhand with incendiary rounds as a last resort. But honestly, if I'm going to get into a fight, I want a long gun. I want a repeater. Good old Lanky or good old Bolty. Papa One says die packs were around in those days, but it didn't appear to be in the saddlebag. Yeah, maybe there was a die pack in there. And usually, you can find a 3-star oxen here. But now they've got pigs and sheep. And a farmer. Odog says, it depends on what I'm doing, dual wield or not. Someone's sleeping on the job again. What's that about?
My husband's not cold in the ground and you've come back here, aren't you? I nearly paid off what was owed.
Your husband knew the rules when he took that money. Now, I'm real sorry.
Mama One says, I make my Mauser gold as well and use Billy Midnights for my other
He
Mauser.
didn't have a choice. He was good and he did good.
Yeah, that works.
There wasn't no choice in that. And you as good as killed him yourself. and
Mrs.
don't kill
Downs?
yourself.
How are we
You
supposed to
had a
recognize her in
Speaking
San
as if
Denis? I had
killing
no
was something I
idea
cared about.
who Arthur was talking about first playthrough. Mrs. Downs?
It's terrible, Mrs. Downs. Otherwise, I'll feel I've been sold a false bill of goods.
After
Now,
she gets her
please,
OnlyFans account.
give me that money.
Oh, I had a thought. Odog probably knows who
You got
Johnny
a lazy
Somali is.
eye or lack of respect.
But if
Which
you know
is
who
it?
Johnny Somali is,
Got no lazy eye.
he is a live streamer that
Well, maybe when your mother's finished
he
mourning
just,
your father.
he pranks and creates
I'll keep
chaos.
her
He's
in
very
black on
hateable.
your
Everyone is angry at him.
You
He
shall,
he
sir. And maybe other
lives
events
to
transpire.
offend. He likes to offend, and he's been in
Stick to
Asia.
them books,
He's been in
Papa.
Japan, and now he's in Korea, and he's been arrested.
Ah, Mrs.
And he's facing
Downs,
10
thank
years
you
in
for
jail
your
just for his
punctuality.
antics in Korea.
Next to
And he's,
God,
he is a horrible person.
That's cleanliness.
But it occurred to me
Take your word on that.
that but he's a horrible person, but he is very successful. But it occurred to me that what Johnny Somali does online is OnlyFans, but for men. This is, like women will have bath lady accounts, and that's how they make and you can make be very lucrative online. But men can do like really obnoxious pranks, you know, and to get the same amount of attention and clicks, and also have a very lucrative career. But it was just an odd thought. But I don't. Cloudy says, I heard of that guy. I don't like him. Nobody likes him, Cloudy. Even his fans don't like him. His fans just want him to get hit. At any rate, it was just an odd thought I had. See, keep trying to return this horse, but Clay and Clive is still closed. And Cloudy likes the Schofields. Odog is talking about dog owners. Miko says, yes, negative attention is still attention. Yeah, and you know, it's like, it's all about clicks and ad revenue. And, you know, the algorithm doesn't care if it's positive or negative. It's like, all it wants is engagement, interaction. See, the fence is still closed after that fight.
Yep.
A like carries just as much weight as a dislike, according to the algorithm. Or it says, scroll up, Super Antonio. Let's see, scroll up. Oh no, Odog got attacked in front of his house by a dog. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's okay. You're okay, and I hope. Did he draw blood? Papa wants says, damn, Odog, are you okay? And if he did, you know, I mean, I love dogs, but you gotta file a police report, just so you know it's on record. If the dog does it again, I'm sorry to hear that, Odog. Sadie's sorry as well.
What's this, huh? Story time?
Who's there? Turn around. This up here's Lemoyne Raider Command.
Okay, I'll leave you all to it.
Papa One asks Odog, are you okay? And Miko also asks, are you okay? Okay, I deal with these jokers. A little bit of dynamite. Papa One says, we've had that happen to us before when in town with our dogs. One time a Rottweiler went after my Maltese, Gemma. I almost shot the dog, but I did not. His owner got mad, and I ended up hitting the dog with my beer bottle. And Odog says, oh yeah, I'm a quick draw. I saved the pup at least. Decent aim means I was able to get him on the lower rear leg with a few pellets from shell shots. Wow, that's serious. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay, and just enjoy a relaxing stream. Odog says, didn't let him get close. I don't play that. Odog says, my brother is a cop, so it's taken care of. It was a pit bull. Okay, well, I'm glad you're okay. Cloudy says, when I was a kid, a chihuahua attacked me. Little demons. Yeah, those little dogs are, they got chips on their shoulders. They think they're big dogs. Odog says, thank you all. They're big dogs and little bodies. Short men complex. Arthur meant to do that. Papa One says, I'm a dog lover, but people need to keep control over their dogs. My farm dogs can be mean, but we have them on our fenced property with many acres. You just don't let them run. Yeah, you can tell a lot about a dog owner and a dog and their dog just by how they're walking. Who's leading who? Are they pulling on the chain? What's the owner doing? One thing I hate seeing, and I see this with males and females, is the dog at the end of their leash, you know, pretty much leading the owner wherever they want to go, and the owner, males and females, are just looking at their phone, just addicted to their phone outside. You can't wait 20 minutes? Is it that important? Honestly, though, sometimes in the morning I will check the market, but usually I've closed out my positions by the time we do a dog walk. But sometimes if something tense is happening, I might have to check, but that's the only thing that will make me pull out the phone. But still, I want to see a dog walking by your side, slack leash, which this dog is really good at doing, and I'm very proud of her. Odog says, Papa One, me too, so I tried not to cancel him. I let the buckshots sting his behind. It was hard, but I had the high ground, so it was an easy shot on the rear. Papa One says, we make sure our fence is always in top condition, and all of them have collars on them, so they won't dig out of the fence. We got 600 acres, so if my dogs meet you, you shouldn't be there. But I refuse to let the dogs run around, no fence, no leash, no nothing. And Odog says, Charter Firearms 38 caliber. I'm going to look that up right now. .38 special? Undercover .38 special. I like it, but I would like that as a secondary gun. Secondary shooty bang. Sorry, algorithm. You know, something for the ankle holster. Personally. But, you know, that's just if life were a video game. It's different in real life, of course. Pop One says, well, your safety is more important, Odog. It's sad because my son has neighbors that let their 8 Rottweilers run wild. They killed cats before. They do nothing but cuss out my son when he warns them. Miko says, oh, how timely in the discussion. Those dogs are only sleeping. Yeah, I know. I felt bad about that. But, you know, you have to take them out or they're going to take you out. So I'm just pretending they're wolves. Papa One says, I told my son just cancel them because he has tried for 2 years to get them to listen, and they just cuss him out. I hate neighbors like that. Cloudy says, a long time ago, a big dog jumped in my yard and had a cat in his mouth. I had to attack the dog with a weapon. Wow. Odog says, but when I walk with sweats, which I was, the 38 is lighter than the 9mm and my 44 Magnum. That makes sense, Odog. And again, I was talking about, you know, arming myself in a video game, not practical, real-world applications such as you're doing. All that just to get rid of this horse.
Welcome to you and your horse. Got some room in the stable here. I'll give you a fair price.
Yeah, see, we only have one horse.
But without the papers,
Evil
can't pay you full
Cerberus.
price.
Odog says, it is my backup.
This'll work, London.
Yeah, it seems like a good backup.
Enough? All right. I'll miss that nag. Real good one.
Let's move on. I told you of my ambition to raise 10K, not using gold bars to leave for John at the First Bank of Aberdeen. That's just a little side quest we're doing for fun. Mom once says, do you actually name your horses? I usually just name them Super Antonio. Because it just makes for like a very subtle watermark on the video. And it's free advertising from Rockstar. But the horses with actual names, Rachel, Cerberus, Biscuit, what's his name? The veteran's horse, Buell. I always leave them as their regular name. And I believe you cannot rename Buell. But the horses that we had in this game, when it was still just a Bad Honor free roam, I was naming Evil Super Antonio. That's where I put it. So that's why we have Evil Cerberus. And then first playthrough, when I was actually naming horses, I would name them after locations in game. Valentine, Isabella, Denise. That worked for a while, but very early on, I started naming all the horses Super Antonio. I believe we'll run into some clan members on the way back. Mom once says, I love Buell, but I get upset because even if John keeps him, he's not around in 1911. Yeah, the only way... Wait, how? Yeah, there's the clan. Yeah, I always save Buell for John. Even though I believe it's Arthur's reward. No, it's not the clan, it's a routine camp inspection because he's too close to our camp. Odok says, can you get Buell via the version 1 horse trick? I've never seen him. Me neither. Odog, I don't believe it's possible. It was not a routine camp inspection. I needed to see why he was camping so close to our camp. And that's what he gets.
Okay, boy. Let's go. Yep.
Let's go home. Well, Odog, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, nothing routine about that camp inspection. Then for some reason I keep banging into Taima, and I keep enjoying banging into Taima. It doesn't really affect the game, it's just funny to me.
Hello, Arthur.
I find it amusing. Mom once says you can get Buell before Hamish cancels by starting Buell and making him run away. The other way you can do it is you can knock Hamish off Buell, or you used to be able to knock him off and then jump horse to horse to get onto Buell. I don't know if that's possible anymore. Mom One says the camp needs supplies. I know, Mom One, but you know, it's part of our Bad Honor playthrough. We're not going to really deal with the camp. We are going to wake up the girls just because we can.
Hey, up.
I hate how they sleep on the ground. I really wish they would sleep in the wagons. The wagons are right there.
What is it?
It's slightly more comfortable, and at least they're off the ground and undercover.
I'm too tired for this.
Boy,
Shout out to the channel members.
This ain't funny.
O-Dog and David. David, I'm glad you're here. Probably talking with your lovely wife, Chrissy. That's about all I have for you, friends. But feel free to stick around and enjoy the chat. Sorry it took so long to get started, but we had a successful stream nonetheless. Appreciate all of you being here. Hup, hup. Sadie says like and subscribe. Mom one says, I wish this game would let you pick from a variety of tents. It would be interesting if you could, if the Trapper would make tents. We shall return tomorrow night with LA Noire, and then I want to do like a show and tell AI stream on Sunday instead of a Sinister Sunday. But you know, AI is kind of sinister, so that might work. Appreciate all of you. Shout out to the mods, Mama One and Papa One, and David and O-Dog, Serena and Miko and Marco. Appreciate all of you. Cloudy, I hope your head is not in the clouds. Thanks for being here, friends, and enjoy the rest of your evening.